Hey, welcome back to my channel, Crafting with Cami. Today's layout is going to be a single page layout. I just have two photos that I'd like to document. And if you caught one of my previous videos, you know we recently went to a wedding. Well, on our way to the wedding, we stopped at this winery. My husband snapped a photo of me. I took a picture of both of us. It was just a nice little date before we got to the wedding. So it was right on the way. You know, I've been documenting a lot of winery pictures lately. It's summer, it's nice out, so we've been hitting up a few wineries here and there. Well, you know that this season of Elegance paper just screams winery to me. You can see we're drinking red wine. I just think it fits perfectly. So we're gonna use this again, and I'm using it in a different way. I have used the Secret Garden Thin Cuts. If these are still available, I'll have them linked below. But I've been using these, and I cut the flowers out of this paper. Isn't that so cool? So I didn't do any treatments on these. I didn't do anything except cut them out of this pattern paper. Aren't those so pretty? Is it focusing? Aren't those so pretty? And that foil just shines. So then I also used the green. Here's a piece of scrap, and that's what I did the leaves out of. So this was my starting point of my layout. I also cut. I just love that foil so much. Okay, so this is my inspiration basically, is these florals going on with these papers. Okay, I also wanted to use up some scraps. So from Nature's Sweetness, I had quite a few scraps actually. This was, these are both 10-inch pieces. One's a little wider than the other though. So this is about 2 inches wide, and this one is 2.5. So this one's just slightly wider, but I thought I could use both of those on the layout, something like this. And then this was also a scrap, and I just cut it in half. So it was 3 by 6 1/4, 6 1/2, and then I just cut it in half to be 1.5 by 6 1/4. So I thought those could go there. So I'm really trying to use up my scraps today. And then I want something to go in the middle. So I pulled out some sage cardstock. This is a close to my heart color. And I thought it looked nice with these these leaves. It doesn't match. If I wanted to match, I could use the pine color cardstock from close to my heart, but I like how it brings out the lighter shades of that. And it'll brighten up my paper a little more than if I were to just match this, and this will stand off of that better. So I'm thinking of having that go here, so I need to trim that off, and then having my photos something like this, and then having the flowers kind of going up the side, of course my leaves. I do want to bring in more black since we're both wearing black, so I'm going to mat this. I already printed it with a white border, but I'm going to do a double mat, I believe, on that. So I'll go ahead and get that one matted, and this one here. And I'm just using some scraps. I cut this one to 9 1/2 to match these two pieces. So those will line up perfectly. And then I did get these double matted. One thing I'm considering adding here is this super old stamp. We were going through my husband's grandma's stuff after she passed, and this is from Stampin' Up. I don't know how old this is, but I mean, she's been gone for a while now. So I was thinking of adding this across here. Now I don't know what color, maybe some black, since I'm bringing black in with my photo mats. I should do some practice stamping. Let me grab some scratch paper. So I have some scratch paper, I have some archival black ink, and I have never inked this before, so we'll see how this works. Stampin' Up! Does have red cling stamps still, but they are very different than this. This is definitely old. If you're a demonstrator and you know how old this is, let me know in the comments. Okay, let's try it again. Looks pretty well inked up. All right, this is cardstock. So let's make sure we get this into the ink good. And it looks inky, but I don't want to push too hard because I don't want it to bleed. So we're just gonna hold it here, let it soak in a little bit. Okay, that's not bad. And then when we cut it out, we can make sure it's straight on my layout. So let's try another one, and I'm gonna need my scratch paper again over here so that it can go off the edge. And I have no clue how I'm going to line this up. Maybe it'd be easier to fussy cut 2 of them and then line them up. I'm going to let this dry. I'm gonna get my block cleaned up, and then we're gonna fussy cut these out and see how they look on the layout. I ended up losing some footage, so as you can see, I did like that lace stamping, so I adhered those fussy cut pieces to my layout. And you can't even tell that it's stamped on separate paper because it was on white paper and I adhered it to the white paper. So it looks like it's stamped directly onto the layout. And then these florals that I had cut out, I put the black centers on. Those come with that, and I'm just using my Barely art glue and my reverse tweezers, and I'm creating this cluster going around this photo on the left. I did use some 3D dimensionals to pop up the layers of my flowers. So on that top one, you can see that there's 2 layers. I popped that top one up on the dimensionals just so it would give it some more shadowing and layering. You can see those layers a little bit easier. I had kind of dry fit these, and now I'm just playing around with where I want my leaves. I do decide to put this one on that left-hand side of that little flower, and then I'll go ahead and tear this one apart so I can separate those 2 leaves. You guys, as I'm trying to edit this, I recorded when I thought the camera was off, and I hit pause when I meant to record. So I jumped to the end here. Oh my goodness. I'm not very creative when it comes to my titles. My title is My Love because he's my love. So that's that. And we were on our way to a wedding, right? So it's kind of fitting. I just cut my title out of an alphabet die cut I have from my stash. I would use my T-square ruler to make sure that I get these completely straight, but I don't know that this is completely dry yet, so I don't want to rub anything over it. Since I lost some footage, the splatters that you see over on the left-hand side of the page is from my metallic paint pen. It's the gold paint pen you've seen me use before, and I just got it real juicy. I squirted some onto my silicone mat, and then I just used my like a Cricut spatula to hit the pen and sprinkled it. This winery isn't too far from where we live. We've been there quite a bit, but the wedding was out of town, and you drive through this town to get there, so it was perfect. We're like, you know what, we have to drive by anyway, we're all dressed up, let's leave a little early and go to the winery. And there was actually a wedding going on at this winery. They have an event center in the back, so they don't actually close the whole winery or anything for it. And all the bridesmaids were in black, so we fit right into the wedding. I'm like, maybe we should go crash it. Maybe we should stay here, get some food, dance a little, and then go to the next wedding. I mean, we fit right in. Nobody's gonna know. Have you ever crashed a wedding before? We have not, but we've had the opportunity several times. Another time we were at a winery, there was a wedding going on, and we've had ample opportunities to crash weddings, but I don't know. I'm too awkward to talk to people I do know. Imagine trying to come up with a story on how you know the bride and groom. There we go. I think that looks pretty straight for not using my T-square ruler. I am going to add some journaling. I'm thinking right here. I wouldn't mind handwriting it in my black journaling pen, but this page is pretty elegant and nice. I don't know that handwritten journaling would look the best down here, so I might end up typing it out. But look at all those splatters. I love the florals. So I'll add my journaling and get this one in the books. And I'll work on my recording skills. Wait! I have these gold textured adhesive dots. I think that would look good going around. Let's add a few of those, shall we? So we have 3 different sizes. Let's just add a few. Oh, where'd it go? It stuck to me. There, I added a little triangle of those. Look at how those just go with it. I love it. Thanks for watching today's video, and until next time, live a life worth scrapping. Bye.